everyone, welcome. My name is Kyle FtW, and welcome back to some more Black Ops Cold War Zombies news and information. Today we are going to be talking about a whole bunch of new information that we got yesterday, of course, which is when the reveal happened. Today we're going to be talking about the map, the characters, as well as the story, as well as the new crossplay feature, and finally we're going to be talking about the progression within Black Ops Cold War Zombies. There's a lot of news to cover over the past couple of days, and I think I may get another video out today. We'll just have to see what happens. But anyway, starting off here with the very first article. This is, of course, all of this information is from Charlie Intel. I will leave all links down below in the description, but it says here as the title, Black Ops Cold War Zombies revealed new story and characters, which, I mean, basically just by watching the new reveal of Zombies, you already really know and get introduced to the new characters, but today we're going into even more depth about these characters, which is super cool. So starting off here with the storyline of this new map. The map is, of course, called Die Maschine, which I think means the machine within German. I may be wrong about that, but I think, because I know that die, I think, is the, and then machine obviously sounds like machine, so I'm assuming that it's called the machine. And if you guys have watched the trailer, you know exactly what this quote-unquote machine is. Basically, it's that big purple matter that is in the initial beginning of the trailer through the videotape that Weaver watches within the trailer. But anyways, the description of the story, whether this is written from Charlie Intel or if this is straight from the developers, I'm not positive yet. But I think that this is pretty much identical to the description. So it says, Black Ops Cold War Zombies is a brand new story that is set within the Zombies world. It's called Die Maschine. Okay, I already mentioned that. And it says, quote, at the end of Black Ops 4, our heroes sacrificed themselves to collapse the multiverse. They hoped their actions would create a new world, one free of the forces of darkness that had plagued their existence. They were half right. With more than a nod to Nocturne and Toten, the map that started it all, Die Maschine, takes place in the early 80s, but its roots reach back even further into the past. As part of Requiem, a CIA-backed international response team led by Gregory Weaver from the original Black Ops story, operators explore a World War II bunker that has only been ravaged by time. While fighting to suppress the unnatural phenomena at this graffiti-skinned, boarded-up bunker, Requiem team members investigate what lies beneath this structure that's been left to crumble after decades of disservice. Should they succeed, Requiem may uncover a cache of decade-old secrets that upend the global order, At the same time, a Soviet-led division and rival to Requiem, the Omega Group, enters the fray. The Omega Group also has a keen interest in studying and harnessing the unexplained events and anomalies manifesting around the globe. Between Requiem and Omega Group, there are plenty of characters who may aid or hinder your journey, while others have separate, unknown agendas that will be up to players to discover. Among this cast, there is one particular contact, Sam, who seems eager to share intel discovery from deep within the KGB. Very interesting stuff here. Now, if you guys aren't a storyline zombies guy, you really don't care about this. If you just are a casual gameplay oriented zombie player, then you really don't care about this. But personally, me, I'm kind of an everything zombies player. I like going for high rounds and playing it casually, but I also really like doing the Easter eggs and learning about the story. And this sounds like a very interesting story line that they're going with within this map. Now, of course, the Ether story is concluded. The Ether story is ended. However, what's very interesting is this particular character, Sam, which has been mentioned within the trailer. Now, a lot of the zombies community believe that this is Samantha Maxis, which of course has been big within the Ether storyline. But of course, this isn't supposed to be related to the Ether storyline, so nobody is positive on that. Although, what's very interesting is that at the beginning or at the end of the Ether storyline that we had within Black Ops 4, Sam was a German. She had a German accent and was a young girl. And based off of the events of this, of course, tagged her Toten. I don't know exactly when that map took place, but I know that Alpha Omega took place in the future. But what I'm kind of thinking is that because of the fact that, you know, the Ether story ended, and then I believe that Sam and her brother Eddie, which we may find later in the story, went back to the 1940s before all of the events happened. And now that we are back in World War, or now that we are in the 1980s, this Samantha character seems to be quite older than she was back in Black Ops 1. So I believe that she is probably maybe in her 40s within this, and she looks maybe that she's in her 40s. So that would be very interesting if this is the same Samantha Maxis, or if this is different. We don't know that yet. We'll have to actually get hands on the map, learn about the specific character and everything like that. Now, the Omega group sounds sort of like Group 935 from the storyline as well, which is super interesting. I wonder what Omega group has to do with this, if they're going to be our enemy, or exactly what's going to happen. But very interesting. I cannot wait to do the first Easter egg, learn the storyline of this new zombies mode, and kind of really dive deep, because in all honesty, I didn't play Black Ops 1 when it was out, so I didn't experience the first storyline of the maps right away, right when they were out. So I'm very excited to start a brand new Ether-ish storyline, which is very exciting stuff as well. So now that we have all that out of the way, we can go ahead and talk about some new ways of playing this new zombies mode that is mostly gameplay oriented. So it says weapon rarity is the very first thing. So it says, in addition to the return of Pack-a-Punch machine to transform your weapon, all weapons will now have a rarity associated with them. The higher the rarity, the greater the damage output and attachments for the weapon. For the first time, this will allow you to have any weapon in the game to be sustainable within later rounds. This also adds more variety and fun finding new weapons through wall buys and the mystery box. So this is a very interesting thing. I'm not sure how they're going to implement this into zombies, because that would make the box luck very poor for weapons like wonder weapons, that are really good to begin with. And if they have a rare, a common, a legendary, and an epic version of each weapon in the box, that's like, let's just say there's 30 guns, that is 120 different weapons within the mystery box, which means you have a 1 in 120 chance of getting the wonder weapon, which doesn't really sound the best. So they're going to have to do something interesting with this weapon rarity. Maybe you get a certain amount of kills and then your weapon goes up a rarity, or you get a certain amount of, or you pack a punch and the weapon rarity goes up. We are going to have to see how this weapon rarity thing works, as it could definitely be problematic with the RNG of the box, which already tends to be kind of low to begin with. So we'll have to see what impact weapon rarity has on zombies. Next, we have field upgrades, which is outside of weaponry. Players can deploy field upgrades as proactive abilities that add another layer to squad-based tactics. Charge them up by killing zombies, then deploy them in times of desperate need, from offensive buffs to abilities that aid in evasion or healing and reviving. These field upgrades are made to fit numerous playstyles and situations. This is very interesting as well. They're basically taking this straight from multiplayer, although they are going to be different within zombies, and I believe that within the trailer we saw one of these field upgrades in action, which is where the guy turns invisible and kind of gets around the zombies. I assume that is one of the field upgrades, and I'm not sure if, well, we're going to talk about equipment here in a minute, but I wonder if those special grenades, the elemental grenades, were field upgrades or if they were some other sort of equipment. Again, we'll have to see come the launch of the game. But now we have equipment. Around the map, you can craft and find lethal, tactical, and support equipment. Lethal and tactical equipment are similar to equipment found in multiplayer, like frag grenades, while support equipment is home to high-powered offensive weaponry. The slot could be where you deploy grenade launchers, sentry turrets, explosive bows, and even chopper gunners. All tools that can deliver a massive power spike when your squad needs it most. Very cool here. So I assume that those little elemental paint guns is what they look like to me anyway, were pieces of equipment that you could find and craft within the world. And of course, in my trailer breakdown from yesterday, I noticed that there were some specific drops that fell out of zombies. One was a scavenger pack looking thing, and one was a frag grenade. So this is kind of a interesting zombies map where it seems like they're implementing some things from Warzone, where you pick up your own grenades and stuff into zombies, which I think is kind of interesting, kind of weird, but also very cool as well. Now talking about the perk. Now this is something that everybody's really excited about, and this is, basically the classic perks are returning. And it says here, classic zombie perks are back with a reimagined Cold War aesthetic, including the return of timeless favorites like Juggernaut and Speed Cola. There's no longer a limit to how many different perks you can consume, so go ahead and crack open a 6-pack if you have the points to do so. Amazing. I mean, why there's always been a perk limit in zombies makes really no sense to me. I mean, the point of zombies is to be super overpowered. I mean, that is what makes zombies fun. Nobody likes to have a perk limit. Everybody likes having, to be super overpowered. I mean, that's why a lot of the zombie maps that we've had in the past with a very bad wonder weapon, such as 5, such as Verrucht, and so on and so forth, besides the remastered Verrucht, have not been quite as popular as maps like Drak, like Origins, like Shadows of Evil, which have just super overpowered wonder weapons. So the fact that you can have all the perks that you want on the map by buying them is just amazing, and just will it won't completely change everything, but it's just a very good way to implement a perk system, because therefore there is no crutch perk that you need. Of course, Juggernog is always going to be a crutch, but I mean, it's not a big deal because you're not sacrificing a specific perk to have Juggernog. You can have all the perks you want with no limit on that, which is super, super cool. And then last but not least, we have a new Expo system, which is instead of perishing in the Horde, Black Ops Cold War Zombies provides a new option to escape with your life when you're feeling overrun. If you dare, if the whole squad is in trouble, you can opt to exfiltrate the undead combat zone via helicopter. All the zombie spawns will be dialed up to 11. You should expect to earn some rewards if your squad completes the final push to survive. Now, this is basically just a replayability factor. You know, for example, if you're playing zombies and you're just bored, you're done, you want to leave the map successfully without having to just go down and die, you can actually do this very, very cool exfil system, which I think is cool. I mean, of course, I probably won't be using this too much. Maybe if I'm doing an Easter egg and I don't feel like playing the map anymore, I may do this exfil system, but I really don't think that it's going to be used a lot. But I mean, maybe a lot of people will use it because it's kind of a cool way of finishing out your zombies experience. Now, as I said in my video from yesterday, I'm kind of a high round player more than really anything else. So personally, again, I said I probably won't really use this exfil thing, but you know, it's very cool nonetheless that they're adding this. So if you get bored or you're done, then you can leave the map. I think this will be used a lot after Easter eggs are done, because then, I mean, normally when you do complete an Easter egg, you get a Perkaholic, which means you have all the perks on the zombies map. So you can basically say, okay, cool, I finished the Easter egg, I want to use all the perks on the map, I want to use my wonder weapon again, not fighting a boss, so I'm going to do this exfil and enjoy the last 3 rounds of my experience and then leave the map. So it could be very, very useful in a lot of different ways, which is very, very cool as well. And I think I've been talking for a long time, which I have, so I'm going to go ahead and end the video there. More zombies information should be going up later today, maybe. I have to get zombies gameplay for these videos, so I may just do one a day, because I think that will make it a lot easier on me. But I hope you guys enjoyed this zombies video. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are about this new zombies mode coming to Black Ops Cold War. I have seen nothing but positivity about the new zombies mode, and I am very, very happy to see it. Black Ops 4 was kind of a hit or miss for a lot of people. I personally enjoyed most of the maps in Black Ops 4, but I know it wasn't for everybody. I'm very happy to see the setting. I'm very intrigued about the storyline and everything like that, and you guys can definitely expect me to be more involved within the zombies community this year, as well as with the multiplayer community, hopefully. I mean, as long as multiplayer is good, I will be involved with the multiplayer community, but if the multiplayer is not so good, then you guys can expect me to have a lot of zombies videos and be pretty ingrained in the zombies game mode as well as the zombie storyline, because I'm a big fan of zombies, and I always have been. So anyway, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure you like, subscribe if you are new for everything Black Ops Cold War news and information. If you want to check out my previous video from yesterday, which did a full in-depth 20-minute breakdown of the trailer, then you guys can check that out in the link in the description, as well as at the end of the video. And I'll see you guys all on some more Black Ops Cold War Zombies information very, very soon.